So Jesus is literally canceling the effects of fear. And people are being healed at a rapid pace right now. Like we're seeing more miracles, more signs and wonders that follow those who believe.
We are.
It's just like people are stepping in to the glory, stepping into the presence, and they're being touched. They're being filled. They're being literally chains are blasting off of them. And just this morning, I was being prayed for before the show here. And the Lord just highlighted a woman in the crowd. And I said, ma'am, and I started prophesying over this lady. And the Lord started showing me about hunger and the reward to hunger and how he waits to see hunger so he can satisfy that. And what happens when people fast is they actually get hungry in the spirit for the things of the spirit. And the Lord was showing me how people are feeding on television, which is fantasy, and they don't see the reality of the kingdom because they've been tainted by the fantasy, which tries to program and condition our mind. Pornography actually shuts down the natural creative capacity that we've been given to receive dreams and visions. So the enemy wants to get people twisted and perverted so that they won't be able to receive dreams and visions, because when you see the vision, then people perish from lack of vision. So people actually are heading towards the cliff, some people, and don't even realize it because they can't see the edge of the cliff. And the Lord's like, if you will pursue me with wholeheartedness, I will give you my vision, and provision will become easy for you. Pro means for. He's for your vision. He's for your ability to see. He is provision. And if you need provision, make sure that God has your heart, and that if the eye be single, the whole body will be full of light. And then it'll be easy for him to bless you and advance you and move you from glory to glory to glory. Like dog food, people who love their animals, they don't buy the dog food that has all the fillers and the junk. They don't want to give fillers to their dog just to put something in their belly. And this is what the Lord showed me just this morning, was he wants people to eat the food, right? The food. Remember, my food is to do the will of my Father who sent me. Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Father God. He's speaking to us to nourish our spirit and fire us up to be partakers in the third great awakening. But we have to be cautious that we don't just want to eat. We want to eat the living words that come from God. And that's what motivates me, Steve, to write books. That new book I just released last week called One. Oh my goodness. That book is all about unity and why God commands a blessing on the unity. And we need to get out these fillers, right? It's like eating a whole bunch of rice with no meat. We need the meat. The protein sustains us so we don't have to keep eating. Rice has no nutritional value, and yet many people are on rice in other nations. So we brought meat to add to the rice when we went to Haiti, and we were feeding all these people in the orphanages and all this stuff. And I remember feeding all these people, and I was thinking, man, that rice is just filler. So we gave them chicken, and they were just freaking out because we brought chicken, we brought shoes, we brought, provision for them. But what I noticed was when the Lord was saying, like dog food, if you read through the dog food label, you'll see all these fillers. And some of it's not even healthy for our animals. And I feel like God's saying, just like animals, I don't want you giving them a bunch of toxic fillers. I want my people to eat of my true word, which is who I am. Man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of the Father. So right now, it's God's heart that every person learn to hear his voice and feed on what he is saying, his instruction, his revelation. His faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word. Jesus is the word who became flesh, and he wants to speak true words that will give you the ability to carry out his purpose.
Yeah, Nathan, why don't you go ahead and let's do some ministry, see if the Lord will give you any words of knowledge. And for some people, I know that some people are going to be called out. I just can see that. I just want to confirm that word about that whole thing about the filler. Our previous lab, we loved her. She only lived 7 years and she got cancer. Well, guess what we did? We bought her pretty good dog food, but we didn't buy her the best. And we gave her lots of little junky treats because it was fun. And she got cancer. And we look at ourselves and go, man, so now we have a new lab. And now we're giving her the raw food, the raw meats, and they're careful. And if we give her a treat that's a junk food, it's just a little one. We're the same way. If we feed our spirits with the news of today, and I've watched less news since January 1 than I've watched my whole life. All of a sudden, I'm more alive in the spirit. so will you be if you just turn off the news. So anyway, there's that.